Hello students, welcome to my class. In my last lecture, I was discussing about the process involving the conversion of oxide ore into metal. And today, before starting the next topic, I have to discuss few NCERT examples, few questions related to the theory. So let's start the topic, that is the question answer round. Now my first question I am going to ask you, that is the question number 1. Simple question, that is define ores and minerals. Again I am repeating, define ores and minerals. The second question, is define metallurgy. Clear to you? The third question is write the name of few ores. Clear, my friend? Write the few ores of aluminium, copper and iron. Clear, my friend? Next question, define smelting. Clear to you? Again I am repeating, define smelting. The next one is write the methods involved in the concentration of ore. What I am telling? Write the method involved in the concentration of ores. What is calcination and roasting? Explain with example. Clear? Now, if the question asked in your board examination, suppose if it is given define ore and minerals, this is 1 marks question. Define metallurgy, this is 1 marks question, my friend. Write the name of few ores, this is also a 1 marks question. Write the name of few ores of aluminium, copper and iron. I have taken three metals, but generally it can ask write the name of few ores of aluminium. Sometimes they ask write the name of few ores of copper. Sometimes they ask write the few name of iron. So this also carry 1 marks. Define smelting, this also carry 1 marks. Write the method involved in the concentration of ores. If there is an explanation required, it will carry 2 marks. What is calcination? It also carry 2 marks. Where is 3 marks? Generally the 3 marks comes if anyone, I will discuss. Wait for a moment. First of all, let me solve this question, then we will discuss one by one. Okay? Now moving here, check it out. If anyone asks you what do you mean by mineral? The combined form of metal. The combined form of metal by which, or you can say the combined form of metal which is found in the earth crust or the earth surface is known as, my friend, mineral. Mineral is the general combined state of metal. Now, the mineral by which we can easily get the metal in a profitable manner or in a profitable amount is known as ore. That means to say, for question number 1, it's very simple, the general explanation is there. One thing again I am repeating, that all minerals, wait for a moment, all minerals are not ores. This is the case, my friend. But all ores are minerals. All minerals are not ores, but all ores are minerals, my friend. This is the case. Now, the question number 2, what is the answer of the question number 2? Listen carefully. Define metallurgy. This is a chapter, general method of preparation and isolation of metals from their ores, chapter number 6. Define metallurgy. It's simple. 1 marks question, no need to explain. The process involved, the entire process is better to explain, the entire process involved in the extraction of metal is known as, the entire process involved in the extraction of metal is known as, my friend, metallurgy. Again I am repeating, is known as metallurgy. Clear to you? This is the question number 2. The answer is simple. Now, what is the question number 3? Listen carefully, my friend. The answer of the question number 3, wait for a moment. This is the answer given here. Write the name of few ores. That is the case. As I told you earlier, ores may be, my friend, oxide ores. Yes, sir. Like if I write here Al2O3 into XH2O, remember this? Oxide ore. If I write here Fe2O3, Fe3O4, this all are the example of oxide ore. Now, ores may be carbonate ore. Yes, sir. That is CaCO3, CaCO3 into MgCO3. Clear? The oxide, the ores may be, my friend, halide ores. For example, if I write here horn silver, AgCl, the oxides, the ores may be nitrate ore, the ore may be sulfide ore, like CuFeS2, Cu2S. Is it visible, my friend? Cu2S, then FeS, ZnS, PbS, HgS. These all are the example. So these are the explanation of this question. Now if anyone asks you that is the 1 marks question, just take the example. You do not need to explain those things. If it carry 2 marks, better one to explain like this. But all mark, write 1 example or more than 2-3 examples, like Al2O3 into XH2O, Fe2O3, Fe3O4, CaCO3 or CaCO3 into MgCO3, CO3 or CuOH into CuOH whole twice. These are the things. Depends upon the question how you approach the question, my friend. If 1 marks question, short answer. If 2 marks, slight long. If 3 marks, that complete explanation required. If 5 marks question, we know detailed explanation with figure also. Clear? Now moving here. First of all, read the question. Write the few ores, name of the few ores of aluminium, copper and Fe. This is the question number 4, my friend. How to solve the question? The solution here, that is the ores of aluminium. We know that is bauxite, Al2O3 into XH2O in books given. In your books given Al2O3 into 2H2O, cryolite Na3AlF6. Clear to you? These are the two ore, important ore. If anyone asks you copper pyrites, CuFeS2, then Cu2S, then CuCO3 malachite into CuOH whole twice. This is the example. If anyone asks you what are the ores of iron, hematite, magnetite, sideratite, that is Fe2O3 hematite, magnetite, Fe3O4, so on. This is the explanation. Now, let's move to the question number 5. What do you mean by smelting? Tell me. This is the best question. Smelting, this is a single term 1 marks question. That is the process of conversion, listen carefully, the process of conversion of oxide ore, the process of conversion of oxide ore into the metal, by using, listen carefully, by using carbon or carbon monoxide. That is, you can say by using carbon, like in the form of charcoal, in the form of graphite sometime, in the form of carbon monoxide. That simply you can write the process of conversion of oxide ore into metal, oxide of any ore into metal by using carbon or carbon monoxide as a reducing agent, or you can say the process of reduction of oxide ore, because the process reduction occurs by using carbon or carbon monoxide is known as, my friend, smelting. This is the case, is known as smelting. Now the question arises, generally carbon and carbon monoxide are used in the reduction process. Why? This is another question. If anyone asks you why carbon and carbon monoxide, because carbon and carbon monoxide has very strong affinity. What I am telling, my friend, carbon and carbon monoxide have very strong affinity for oxygen. Due to this reason, the metal which are moderate in the reactivity series, I am not talking about the highly reactivity metal like Na, Mg, Al, Ca also, then they withdraw the oxygen from the metal oxide and act as a reducing agent, my friend. But if anyone asks you, is it feasible for in case of aluminum oxide, in case of sodium, in case of magnesium, calcium, is it feasible? Can we use carbon and carbon monoxide for the reduction of their oxide to get the metal? Then this is not feasible. Why? Because they have a strong affinity for oxygen in comparison to carbon and carbon monoxide. If I use carbon and carbon monoxide in the extraction process of a highly reactive metal, then the process will not start. That is, we will not convert the oxide into the pure metal, because these metals have more affinity for oxygen than carbon and carbon monoxide. Due to this reason, for highly reactive metal, the best extraction process is electrolytic process, my friend. We take the solution, by passing electricity we get the metal. I have discussed in electrochemistry also that if you want to get sodium, then what to do? We have to take the aqueous solution, molten NaCl. If I take aqueous solution, then what will happen? At anode and cathode we get hydrogen and oxygen, and the byproduct we get NaOH. These are the electrolytic process involved in case of electrolyte, my friend. And electrolyte with dissociation take place, and here in this case they easily form ions, my friend. So better to convert them to convert to get pure metals, the electrolytic process, not the carbon reduction process. These are the general question which is used in your examination, which is asked in your examination. Clear to you? Now let's move to the next question. What is the question number 6? Write the method involved in the concentration of the ore. This is a 2 marks question, so no need to explain, just write down the things. Wait for a moment. I am going to rub this part and we will discuss the question number 6. Wait for a moment. Question number 6, the solution is, write the method involved in the concentration of the ore. As we know, the methods involved in the concentration of ores are, listen carefully, method involves in the concentration of ores are, first of all my friend, the simple one is hand picking. What is the concentration of ore? Do you remember? Yes sir, the removal of gangue or matrix, the removal of impurities from the ore is known as concentration of ore. That is, the first one is hand picking. Tell me second, I have forgot. Tell me my friend. Think, you please think. Gravity separation, yes. The second one is my friend, that is the gravity separation or levitation. Gravity separation or levitation, this is L my friend, or levitation method. The third one is, tell me, what is the third one? Yes, the third one is magnetic separation. Again I am repeating, the third one is magnetic separation. The fourth one is electrostatic concentration. Clear to you? Again I am repeating, the fourth one is electrostatic concentration. The fifth one is my friend, the one of the most important things, that is the froth flotation method. And the sixth one is my friend leaching. These two is most important, froth flotation process and the leaching. Leaching is the chemical process in which we use the reagent, I will discuss. And I think you are familiar with this topic. Now, what is the seventh one, my friend, I am moving here. What is calcination and roasting? Explain with example. Wait for a moment. The given here, what is calcination and roasting? Now listen carefully what I am telling my friend. What is calcination and roasting? Simple. If I talk about the process calcination, then it is basically used in case of carbonate ore. Clear my friend? Basically used in case of carbonate ore. And this process carry absence of air, or you can say absence or limited supply of air. Clear? And but if I talk about roasting, this is generally used for sulfide ores, my friend, and this process is carried out in presence of air. Again I am repeating, this process is carried out in presence of air. Suppose if it carry 2 marks, no complete explanation, that is, first define them and write down the important point, write down the important thing related to calcination and roasting, and then definitely you have to give example. This is must to get 2 out of 2 marks. For example, if I write calcination for carbonate O, if I write here my friend ZnCO3, it gives you ZnO plus CO2. Am I right? Yes, sir. If I write here PbCO3, or you can say CaCO3, it gives you PbO plus CO2. If I write here CuCO3 into CuOH all twice, it gives you again Cu2O plus CO2 plus H2O. Now, if I talk about the roasting, my friend, that is, if I write here ZnS plus O2, it gives you Zn plus SO2, my friend. If I write here PbS plus O2, it gives you Pb plus SO2. This is the case. And if this question carry 3 marks, then you have to you have to write down the complete explanation with more than 2 examples. Then you will get 2 or 3 out of 3. Clear, my friend? I am going to rub this part and will discuss few more questions, my friend. Wait for a moment. Questions here. Write one example of froth stabilizers. Again I am repeating, write one example of froth stabilizers. Write 2 example of collector in froth flotation process. The third one, what is the role of depressant? What is the role of depressant? Wait. What is the role of depressant with example? This is a question. What is the role of depressant with example? Okay. The next one is explain froth flotation process. Again I am repeating, given here, explain froth flotation process. Explain magnetic separation, my friend. Given here, magnetic separation. The next question is, my friend, what is leaching? Explain with example. Clear? What is leaching? Explain with example. Now, what is slag? Clear? These are the few questions. Now listen carefully. Write one example of froth ester. It carry 1 marks. It carry 1 marks. What is the role of depressant with example? Definitely it will carry 2 marks, my friend. Explain froth flotation process. If there is explanation and it carries 3 marks, then you have to draw the figure also. But if it carry 2 marks, just simple explanation is sufficient. But again I am repeating, for solving the questions for a question which contain figure, is better to draw the figure, whether it carry 2 marks or 1 mark, doesn't matter. Definitely it will create the positive impression on teachers. on examiner. Clear to you? Explain magnetic separation, definitely it will carry 2 marks. What is leaching? If the question is what is leaching only, then definitely it will carry 2 marks. But if explain with example, the complete question definitely will give you 3 marks, my friend. Now, what is slag? This may be a 1 mark question. Now, how to approach the question? Write one example of froth stabilizers. If anyone asks you what is the example of froth stabilizers, is very simple. The stabilizers, we stabilize the froth. Generally, what we use aniline, remember this, aniline, kerosol are used as a froth stabilizers. Now, if anyone asks you write 2 examples of collector, it's very simple. Tell me pine oil, eucalyptus oil, my friend, sodium ethyl xanthate, fatty acid, these all are the example of, my friend, collector. Clear? Now the question is, what is the role of depressant? As we know, the depressant separate the different type of sulfides. For example, to separate ZnS and PbS, what we use? We use NaCN as depressant, my friend. And what NaCN do? NaCN reduces the frothing action of ZnS, my friend. That is, depressant reduces the frothing action of the ore, and it is used generally in case to separate the different ores. Clear to you? Different sulfide ore. Explain froth flotation process. As we know, the process which is used for the concentration of the sulfide ore. In this case, what we use, it depends upon the differential weighting capacities of the ores and particles. What particles? Impurities. Clear? As we know, ore particles are weighted by oil easily, and the impurities are weighted by water. And when we use collector and froth stabilizer, ore comes as a froth on the surface, and we remove it from the mixture, and we get ore removed from the impurities. Now, what is magnetic separation? This method is used in this case if the ore or the impurities has the magnetic properties, my friend. In this case, we use magnetic separation. Now, what is leaching? Leaching is the chemical process in which the ore with impurities, is treated with a suitable solvent, suitable chemical substance. Clear? And what will happen? It based on the thing that the chemical substance dissolve, the solvent will dissolve the ore, not the impurity, and there is a formation of complex takes place, which on further give you the pure ore. Pure in the sense that is the impurities. There are some in maximum cases there are impurities left, as I told you. Clear? Earlier, what is slag, my friend? To remove impurities from the calcined or roasted ore, we use flux, and impurities, that is the gangue, or you can say plus flux, gives you, my friend, slag. Do you remember? That is, gangue may be acidic or basic, flux may be acidic or basic. So, what I am telling, my friend, these are the simple question related to your NCERT syllabus. If you have a command over the theory, you can easily solve. But first of all, write down check out the weightage of the question, whether it carry 1 marks, 2 marks, 3 marks, or 4 marks, then explain according to this. Clear to you, friend? So, these are the few questions I have discussed in today's lecture. In my next lecture, I will discuss the lingam diagram. Clear? Till then, bye-bye. Thank you so much.